Hello everyone, and welcome to the third devlog for Mini Golf Tycoon. This week has been full of bugs and headaches, but what I've gotten done is quite impactful game. I might have gone and remade the entire building system from scratch. Now instead of placing down individual pieces, you drag nodes around and a mesh is procedurally generated between them, making for much more freedom and smoothness. This is called a spline and is in use in other games like Planet Coaster and RCTW. So let's get started with Monday. On Monday, I did a stream where I was going to knock out most of the building system, but about 15 minutes in or so, I realized that Unity's physics system is, well, let's just say it's not very good. The colliders between the different pieces made the ball bounce whenever it crossed a seam. One of my viewers, who had suggested this before, said that a spline system would fix this. So I listened to them and decided, why the heck not, this building system is already trash. On Tuesday, I started work on implementing my spline system. It took a while to figure everything out, but I eventually got it mostly working. What you do is click and drag on the blue spheres to move around the mesh. There is no way to add more points yet, and a bunch more bugs still need to be fixed. I'm hoping to add more things like an option for grid snapping, rotation, and verticality. Those things will come in the next week because of one major problem. Wednesday was the first day of me trying to solve a big bug. Remember that bounce that made me remake my entire building system? Well, now it's back and worse. Even though it's all counted as one mesh, it's still bumping between every section, which at this point was very small. So as soon as you launch the ball, it flies up into the air, which basically makes any gameplay impossible. I was messing around with the settings for the rigid body of the golf ball and tried changing continuous speculative to continuous dynamic. I wasn't really expecting that to work, but it did. I was so happy and I could finally move on to other things. I decided to change the buildable things over to be scriptable objects, which I explain a little better in my devlog for spellcraft. This will help me in the future to add data to any placeable object like a decoration and access it in scripts. For now, all it has is things like a name, model, and cost, kind of like a car. Most of those aren't even being used yet, but they will be soon. On Saturday, I didn't do much as I had my first practice of the season for the mountain biking team I am on. But in the morning, I decided to add the windmill model I made in the last devlog to Unity. It took me forever because my animations were not playing, so I had to figure out what the problem was. I eventually figured it out and took a break to do some writing. Saturday night, I started work on this devlog and made a few changes to the project, nothing too important. On Sunday, I got a lot done. In the morning, I made a few additions to the building mechanics. Now you can hold left control to snap the points to the grid, and hold left shift to raise the point you are holding. Here's a little time lapse of me using this to make a hole. That night, I did a ton of bug fixes and made a system for notifications. I can call the notification method from any other script and just tell it what to say. I'll expand it in the future by adding some sounds, making it look better, and maybe more interactivity. I think that's all I have done this week aside from bug fixing that I don't show on camera. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you again next week.